Hey, ladies and gents, welcome back to another review. It's Wednesday, December 30th. Today was a pretty rough day for me. Yesterday I had a pretty rough day as well, and completely continued on today. For me, I think most of it is just the process. Struggle to wake up early, just continue to sleep, and I actually had a thought that I shouldn't trade today, especially after yesterday's performance and not following my plan. And then I turned on my computers and saw some action I want to get in on. So good job, noticing that I'm not in the right state, but absolutely terrible job actually staying out of that state. So that's something I got to work on. Nonetheless, SPY had an inside day here. We formed a range, then kind of a descending triangle. So we were looking for that breakdown, broke down, pushed back up kind of around to this range support level, and then broke back down. So overall was a down day. However, did range for most of it. IWM essentially had a similar one, but it didn't sell off as hard. We kind of held above VWAP for most of the day. Nonetheless, we do have some selling coming in, not as or a little bit heavier than SPY. Sorry. Let's take a look at my trades. AMRN. This was a trend line break. I got a little bit upset. My change to strictly climactic reversals wasn't going so well, so I started to change up my game plan. Went for a trend line break, which is in my playbook, but as mentioned, I'm trying to minimize those. So then what I did was we broke down here. The volume is by no means climactic. It kind of tried to top around here and then broke down, failed to push back up. So I did have conviction on the push down, and then we carried on, held the MA, and then pushed out high of day to stop me out. Did see a little bit of resistance in heat or bookmap here, but that's not an A plus setup for me by any means. Probably closer to C. So that was an avoid, AMRN. Next was GHSI. So this one did get quite a bit of action. We saw a jump from about 38 cents, and then as we're pushing up into this daily level 58, we see a huge rejection candle. Not as clean as I'd like to see it. Would prefer a little bit more parabolic here and then a little bit of a tighter stop. Nonetheless, I got in as we broke this level, looking for a flush down here. The risk reward, to be honest, here was not great. It was 1R to VWAP and then 1.6, 1.7, call it to the next low. Not great on choosing my risk to reward here, but anyways, we kind of consolidate, hold this level, and as it starts pushing back up and forms this flag, I just got out. And then what happens is we break the high of day by a smidge, and then it starts coming back down on this rejection. Note the volume is not as great as it would be. We are dropping. However, I do like the fake break high of day and then rejection with quite a bit of a tighter volume here, or tighter risk here, and we got about 2R, just under 2R for VWAP. So I do like this quite a bit better. I put it back on and then consolidated and took me out. So took two quick losses there. That was that one. And then it kind of stuck around, and at this point, I was just looking for something else. Climactic reversals weren't working, so I was just looking for potentially a trend break around this level. We get the trend break. If you look at it in hindsight, this is a good level to short on. This is kind of one of the first times that we do get a lower low, and it's below this daily level. So this could have been a good short, but yeah, it breaks down, comes back up. Notice the decreasing volume here. So as it comes back up, we get this rejection candle right under that trend line. That gives me confirmation it's short, comes back and stops me out. This is absolutely terrible. If anything, I should have this as a level, resistance, resistance, and kind of the support. I put this, I can't even say it's a level, so that's just poor management on my end. And then we kind of break down, so I'm thinking this could potentially be the final break. And I did see some sellers stepping down on the heat map, I believe, or the book map, sorry. And then came back up, flushed through. I was initially looking for VWAP, but was covering into the 50 level. And then this was my sign to get all out, but I didn't do it. We have this trend forming, breaks through the kind of like the support, so resistance. So I just thought once it breaks through the second time, we could push. So I took a little bit off, and then this is my level to take everything off. I didn't, and then it kind of broke out through here. So poor management once again. Chasing and not having a technical stop. A stop above here would have been okay. Maybe a extra wide stop and then looking to add would have been better, but didn't really think about that beforehand. So yeah, that was that one. Ended up being actually a winner just because I did get a flush here, but poor mismanagement there. HIMX was next. Yeah, this one was a little bit out of my niche. We come in and we kind of make this trend. We break that trend on crazy volume. This is the igniting volume, so whoever got in here to kind of push it up, buying at 720, I'm sure is more than happy to sell it at 790. So they did get out, was my assumption, and I thought we are going to push lower to VWAP. So we make this lower high. Notice the volume here. We had a higher push, or sorry, high push on volume, high push on volume, high push on increasing volume, high push, and then this is the first time that we get decreasing volume off of a big rejection. So I was pretty confident that was the top. We flush into here. I did have my take profit right over here. Realistically, probably should have watched this pivot area. Should have taken a little bit off here, maybe a little bit off there. Hindsight in 2020, but we come up here and then we had this huge level on Bookmap. I think we're sitting at 8, so we broke through 8 and then it came right back on. So I did have confirmation of this is gonna hold. So it did hold. So I added a little bit more here in increasing selling volume, came back up, held, came back up here, and then I realized we were forming an ascending triangle. So at this time, which I usually don't do, but I actually flipped my position. So I took whatever was short here and I flattened and got long actually. The next level was at 820. So I was risking a tight stop here, looking for this to spike up for a quick 2R. We did get a move up. Once again, I didn't partial, wasn't a big enough move. And then we started breaking down. Realistically, I should be getting all out right here for just a minor win on this last one. But I waited for the 8 drop. And what happens after the 8 drop? We get a washout, fake drop, and then comes back up, and then comes back into the end of the close. At this point, I honestly don't know what I was looking at. Probably this trend line break. I'm going to be honest. This is a shit setup. Looking for a quick flush in the last 5 minutes, which we all know is not going to happen. So fine with this. Fine with even changing up my game plan just because I thought we would have momentum. This is an absolute no-go here. Let's take a look at NOVN. So this one I had a couple of different plays. Came in here, we are looking decently extended, up 10%, and we get this huge rejection candle. At this point, I don't really like my risk to reward, but I do like this rejection candle. Wait, did I go through? No, so I guess this was the one that was very similar. We had this huge volume indecision and kept going up. So NOVN was exact same, huge volume indecision and then kept going up. So I shorted here, risking the high of the wick. Look at this, risk to reward, absolutely brutal, less than 1. So this is a no take. Poor setup and trade management on my end. But then once we get up here, we get the fake high, and then we actually get quite a bit better risk to reward if you can take a look there. So we got 2R2 VWAP, maybe just a little bit less, but nonetheless it's quite a bit tighter, more parabolic and more defined. That's exactly what I like to see, so I got back in. So this would be kind of like a C setup. This would be a B, not quite A. We do have the volume, we do have the push, but there's no daily volume. If there's a daily level right there, that would have been an A, but it wasn't. So yeah, we get this wash into VWAP, I cover, and then cover into this daily level, and then we push back up, and I got stopped out for the rest at break even. So this was a third, this is a third, and then third for break even, and then we continue upwards. And then we start seeing some more climactic volume with some indecision up here. So this one was at the daily volume, and we had a huge amount of sellers at $1 level. So I did end up getting short here, and it did move my way. Not quite how I liked it. I did want to see a move into here. My first one was about at 90, just over that 90 level, and then second take profit was right there. Sorry, I'm on Western time, so my clock is running down in a couple of minutes here. But yeah, so that was that trade. I believe I tried it again. I did, yeah. So this one I'm happy with. The daily level with the major resistance here. But the next one was pretty poor. I was looking for a trend line potentially off of no climactic, off of building a base. So this is just poor. We got support there, we got support there, resistance, support, support. So no need to take that third trade. So this is an avoid. This I covered for break even, minor win. And this one was, like I said, this was an avoid. So overall, I could have taken two trades here. Hindsight 2020, but that's kind of my review of that. And then WBAI. This was my winner on the day. I had quite a bit of heat coming into 850 level, and then we have these daily levels from back here. Kind of, potential bag holders that bought long ass time ago are happy to get out for for a small loss into the end of the year. So yeah, what we had here, we came up throwing some indecisions, some elevated volume all the way through. So kind of counts like a distribution phase in my idea. Distributing from there to there, getting rid of all their shares. I thought we are going to get a quite bigger wash. Nonetheless, I short as we kind of break this trend off some climactic volume. Get the first wash, came back up, and then we kind of started making this flag, broke through, and then I covered into 750, and then again in front of the VWAP at 730. So it was a nice one on this one, but could have played it quite a bit better with some more ads as we're breaking down here. Overall happy with that. So yeah, that was my day. A couple of things I got to work on. Definitely being a little bit more in control, and just my process. As you guys have seen my journal yesterday, absolutely terrible. Failing a lot of my process report card goals, and so that's going to be the main goal. Starting in January. Yeah. So thanks for watching once again. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Not 100% sure if I'm going to be trading tomorrow or not. Should probably take a little bit of time off heading into the new year, but we'll see. Thanks again, guys. Cheers.